Welcome to day 10, heyLevi fam. I can't believe we're almost at the end of our 12 days, but here we are, and hopefully you've been enjoying all the gifts that have been dropping into your accounts. Today, we have another one for your brand playbook, and this is more for your messaging. So where yesterday was about putting a spotlight on your brand through your logo and uploading your logo to your brand playbook, today is more about strategy, and it's about your messaging, and it's about your brand narrative. Most importantly, though, it's about your customer avatar, right? So if you already have a brand playbook and maybe you've spent some time on it, maybe you haven't, but maybe you've just felt like it's so close, but it's not quite there yet. Here's a new way you can actually beef up your brand playbook and make it sound even more specific to who you are as a brand and what you do for your audience. And quick side note, if you are doing this from scratch, of course you can do this as well. So here's the new feature. You can actually have the AI scrape your existing content, analyze it, and fill in the questions for you. So we've heard from quite a few of you that these questions take a little bit to answer correctly and answer on a deeper level than just whatever comes to your mind surface level when you're first answering these questions. And for those of you that have spent an hour or more on these questions, you've also found better results. And that's what we've heard from a lot of you. But instead of spending an hour working on your brand playbook, we decided to give you something even easier to still get the same quality of super hyper-focused content and a super hyper-focused narrative, but now you can do it in seconds instead of an hour. So if you have a URL where you have all this information about your brand, maybe it's a website, maybe it's a sales page, maybe it's an about me page, whatever that might be, you can just put it in here and it will scrape it and answer all the questions for you. Similarly, maybe you have an FAQ doc, maybe you have a knowledge base, maybe you have a webinar that went really well where you described beautifully what exactly you do and who you do it for, and you can upload the transcription for that. So you can do that as well now. It just needs to be a TXT file. So if you have it in a Google Doc, just export it as a TXT file, upload it in here, and it will pull out all of the answers for you. Okay, so let me show you how this works. Now I already have these filled out, but why don't I just delete these? It's not going to do your brand voice just yet, but it's going to answer all of these other questions for you, all 5 of these questions. So let's start with putting in my website, and I'm simply going to extract brand info from URL. And there it is. It has scraped my heyLevi website, and it's just pulled in all of the answers to these questions for me. Feel free to go in and edit anything that you'd like to, but really these are pretty spot on in terms of the answers. And they're a lot more detailed than I would have the time or the inclination to actually type out all by myself. So all of that is already done for me. And if I do want to add in some edits, pretty easy to do. And now if I regenerate my narrative and just go through and regenerate my unique value propositions and the rest of my brand playbook, it's going to give me something a lot more powerful than maybe what I had before, where I just typed in some quick answers just to get a quick brand playbook going. This really gives you a way to power up your brand playbook in seconds. No typing required, no messing, no fussing with it. So go ahead and give it a try and keep us posted on how much more powerful your brand playbook turns out to be. Have a great weekend, guys, and we'll see you back here on Monday.